Hi, and in this video I'm going to show how to measure in real time the RF performance of your equipment or your radio installation, not only the antenna, because not always how perform the antenna means that the equipment will perform the same when everything is set up and working. I'm no expert, but I'm going to show you what I found and how I fix it. Not fix it, but how I detect the problem. Later I will show in other videos maybe how to fix it, at least in my case, how it works in my case, and what I did that worked, because I tried a few things and many things didn't work. So the first thing is to note that you have a problem. Once we assume that your antenna is working in good conditions, maybe not ideal, but it's not needed be ideal. Again, in my beginner experience in some way. All right, so I show you. I had this end-feed half-wave antenna, and it says that it's a 49.1, but the result that is the seller is not telling the truth. It's like a 12:1. So, but was performing good. So I bought this antenna. It's from UK Antennas. It's a good brand and it covers the power that I needed. And previously I had a Chinese QRP end-feed antenna, end-feed half-wave antenna 49:1 also, but it wasn't enough. It only supports like 10 watts, and I got this 50 watts and the CAU 20 watts. So I moved to this one that was 50 watts and was working good, but worse than the first one. But in theory it was more expensive and already was branded. The other was a generic one from AliExpress. So this didn't meet what but I have antenna tuners, so not many problem, but I wanted something better because I got new equipment. So I thought I'm going to buy a better one. This one is already 100 watts from 50, that is that one. So I said, well, maybe I can make even 50 watts in FT8. And then I cannot do it. I need to do like 30 or 25. But that is other story. So, but I thought that this one, keeping my very bad installation, very poor installation of the wire, I thought will work better, and it wasn't. This one cost 3 times that one, and it was performing really bad, absolutely out of tune. I was looking for counterpoise that doesn't have, so probably the counterpoise is done with the coax. Well, it's other thing, but so I got it adding a coax like 5 meters, between 2 and 5 meters, and I found that 2 meters gave a good SWR, reasonable. I have a VNA, so I measure with the VNA, and I measure with the CAG90 that it has the SDR, so the SWR reader. So like I'm doing now, if I remove the antenna tuner, I can measure also the SWR of my antenna. That is right now is 1.2 in 10 meters. No, sorry, in 11 meters. Well down 11 meters. So I had some noise. So I thought, well, pues I add a bandpass filter half megahertz to 30 megahertz. And I thought, well, will work better. And also I bought a SDR switch to can connect the Malachite and don't damage and can use the same antenna, shared antenna with the Malachite. But obviously when you transmit with this you will fry the Malachite, so you need a SDR switch. And I started to want everything sharing antenna because it was good in 10 meters, so I have an 11 meters, so I have this radio. No one of the others in that moment supports 11 meters or good FM AM in 10 meters. This one does. It's really nice. So I thought, bueno, pues I add this to the system. So I needed a second switch. But I went short, so I bought another switch. So at the end, one day I measured the SWR and was absolutely different to the antenna one when I measured in the antenna installations. As beginner, what happened? That you make a good antenna installation. The mine wasn't good, but I got a good SWR. But you are adding things to your line, and what your radio, your transceiver read is not what the antenna has. So at the end, maybe you got a good installation of antenna, you bought the best antenna that you can buy, and you trust as beginner because you think I buy more expensive, I will get better. But later you start to add things, and all of them will change dramatically the SWR of the antenna. That is not everything. The SWR. There is nice antennas that they are not resonant. People say, but you know, is when you are beginner, is what you have. You have the SWR here in the antenna tuners, in the radios, in the amps, even in this one has even this one has a SWR. So it's what you get. It's what your only clue to know that it is working properly. So what happens is at the end with all this stuff, maybe you are absolutely out of the bands in the resonant points. So what you can do? Obviously you can have a radio like this, a G90. It has a nice antenna tuner and will do the job for you, will help you, and you have the SWR meter. But no, they are not like a VNA, and there is VNA very cheap, and you cannot. If you have other accessories, you cannot measure with this one what you get in this one. You know, so I would advise get a cheap VNA. I have a light VNA that is like 120 pounds, something like that, was 90 for me. And now maybe it's 120, but I pay 90. But there is this go to 6 gigahertz, so you can get the other one, the cheapest one, and will work the same and just less frequency. So you can get the NanoVNA, and it's, I don't know, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, and will work. So what you need to do is you need a switch and that give you a free port. So in my case, these two radios are sharing the same antenna with this switch. So I need an extra port, so 3 ports, and connect the VNA to that third port, the free port. And you can use a Raspberry Pi or something like that, a small microcomputer, like, and you can install this software that is compatible with Linux and is compatible with Windows. But there is other, there is a lot of software. Well, maybe not a lot, but there is a few of them. So it means you can have continuously monitoring your equipment, and you are measuring in the radio input, not in the antenna input, you know. And also you buy a choke and you find that also change the SWR because they are not perfect. Maybe you want this choke, and or you buy other and that is 1-to-1 and is nice and doesn't change the SWR. Other does because it's so. At the end, even you having a nice G90 with its nice SWR reader, if you get one of these, the cheapest one, because you are in HF, you are not in microwave, so you can have this and you can measure in real time your installation. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, sorry. You need switch to the VNA position. So you can. This is our previous reading that I did. After put a filter. So I show you. I have this set up for, in theory, 10 meters. 11, so it's fine. So, as you see, this is what I have now in 11 meters. I put markers in 11 meters, and I had this, and I had some noise, and I didn't know from what. So, to try to minimize that noise, I thought that maybe from a TV or the neighbor, I added that bandpass filter. I had my antenna set up, my counterpoise, my chokes, my switch, everything already set up. I put the filter, and look where you go. There. So you go straight away to 3.5. So you can spend all the money that you want every time that you add something. You probably are getting something changed, and probably for bad. So as you see, with the filter, without the filter, All right, so you can have this continuously working. So you can have a small microcomputer. I have a mini PC with Windows, but you can have a small Raspberry Pi with. You can use the screen, but you damage maybe the screen all day working. So you can put a Raspberry Pi with a small screen if you have one computer or something, and you can have a software like this monitoring constantly any change that you do. For example, I'm going to save. I'm going to make a demonstration. I'm going to save this reading, set memory. I'm going to disconnect the other. Doesn't matter. I'm going to disconnect this. I'm going to put this. So I memorize this one, and what I'm going to do is just remove this choke that I made to 11 meters. So I'm going to remove. Download the decoration. Sadly, I cannot choose that. Maybe the landlord of this is Russian, something like that. So I remove the chalk. Alright. And we see now what we get. There are a few ferrites. Well, I have now a good situation. Look, for 80 meters, for 20 meters that I didn't have, but look, 11 meters gone and 10 meters gone, but I have 20 and I have 80. Just removing this shock. Did you see? There are a few ferrites in line, 7 of them, and as you see, change the tuning for 80 meters and 20 meters. That means this doesn't mean that everything, because people that understand of antennas will tell you that, but it's what I get. So I don't have other thing to measure, except I can use FT8 to see if I can get longer or shorter or what. But a few ferrites change all this. People will tell you chokes shouldn't change the SWR. They does. And also you can see if you get some some reactance where if inductance or capacitance, I don't know the name very well in English now, but you have here so it's still not very nice. It's what I get. I cannot install anything better. So I hope this help in some way. That first, if you are making your equipment and you are starting, maybe this helps you. Is what I found, that not everything is get the more expensive, and maybe you don't have the knowledge and the way to test the things. So probably a cheap VNA with a switch, with a free port, is all you need to make your equipment work, at least apparently with some chance to be efficient. Alright, so okay, I hope this helped. Thank you.